Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa. Now, we've just had a developer update from Jeff Kaplan. So what I'm going to do with you guys is take you through the post that Jeff Goodman has just put up on the forums. This details the Torbjorn rework. Now, the reason why we're going to go through this post and not actually show you Torbjorn, because it's not available on the PTR just yet, which is a bit strange. Like, you'd think they'd have like the PTR up, but that's not the case at the moment. However, all we're going to focus on here is what Jeff Goodman is saying. Now, Jeff is, of course, an Overwatch developer, but he's basically the lead Overwatch hero developer. He's the man who designs the heroes. So we're going to look at this, and we're going to look at the changes to Torb and completely detail them, because they are absolutely huge. I'm going to tell you right now, on paper, he looks like he is anti-tank. So there's a lot of things. There's a comp called GOAT, which is going around. So a lot of the tank characters are used. This looks like it completely counters that. But also, ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of you hate Brigitte out there. It looks like Torb, he's going to murder Brigitte because he destroys people or any hero with armor, and that is just insane. So check this out. He says, we're giving Torbjorn a fairly extensive rework to his abilities and weapons that you can check out on the PTR later today, although, as I say, this is not actually live just yet. The goal of this rework is to increase his effectiveness in a wider range of situations while preserving the identity of the hero. Torbjorn was initially designed to be a specialized hero intended to be strong defensive option due to his armor generating capabilities and controlling areas with his turret. However, the scrap collecting armor pack mechanics have proven to cause problematic gameplay issues rather than their feast or famine nature, which is true, right? It was annoying using the armor pack, so they're just going to get rid of it. So it says, for instance, if you were winning with Torbjorn, you were able to gain tons of scrap to keep your team topped up with armor. However, if you weren't doing well, it often felt too difficult to gather scrap effectively. This challenge was amplified on offense as he struggled to use either his abilities to grant armor or set up turrets in a useful position. So, in order to make a hero more flexible in a wide variety of situations, we started by making the turret much easier to deploy and removed both the armor pack ability and scrap mechanics. Molten Core proved to be extremely tricky to use alongside the new turret changes, so we've changed it into a new area denial ultimate ability that can be utilized more freely. Lastly, we've moved some of the old Molten Core functionality to a new ability, Overload, which replaces armor packs. Now, we all know what happened last time. An ultimate ability was moved to an E ability. Hello, Mercy, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully the same thing doesn't happen here. But we've got some videos, ladies and gentlemen. So let's check these bad boys out. Look at this. This is Rivet Gun. So let's just watch the video, and then we can go over what the changes are. See if we can work out what's actually happening there. It just looks like it's doing more damage, maybe. It doesn't autoplay. It's just kind of got a big pause button in the middle of the screen. That's unlucky. So we'll go back and maybe do this. There we go. All right, we'll do that from now on. So what's happened to this? Torbjorn's Rivet Gun was a little unwieldy to deal damage with consistency due to projectile speed and somewhat unintuitive trajectory. So what have they done? Primary fire projectile speed increased from 60 to 70. Reload time reduced. Okay, so it fires faster. Well, the projectiles move faster. It fires at the same rate, it looks like, but it actually is a faster reload time. Okay, what have they done to the alternate fire? So Rivet Gun's alternate fire has been rebalanced by decreasing the recovery time between shots so that it matches the same cadence as primary fire. Okay, so it's going to fire the same sort of speed. The damage was lowered slightly as a result, though. Overall, it's more powerful. Not only is the secondary fire more responsive now, but the spread pattern is significantly easier to predict. All right, so this is a faster, more sort of predictable shotgun. I think this is going to couple with his new ability, Overload, possibly, if that's a mini Molten Core, but we'll get to that in a second. So he says recovery lowered from 0.8 to 0.6. All right, total damage per shot lowered from 150 to 125. Reload time reduced, and yeah, okay. All right, cool. So it says, while Rivet Gun's functionality remains largely the same, it has been tuned up to a more consistent when dealing damage. Switching between the primary and alternate fire should feel much smoother. All right, cool. So the next one is deploy turrets. Let's take a look at this. Now, the big thing with this, if you watch the developer update, Jeff says how this works. So basically, you are throwing the turret down, and it is instantly deployed at level 2. Yeah, so you see it's got a little setup time. It's deployed, then it starts doing work. Okay, so this is what's changed here. The turret is a thrown projectile now, so we get that. That's fine. It says, no, it will not attempt to target enemies not in its line of sight. That's pretty cool. Deploy turret is now a thrown projectile. Yep, so half cooldown begins upon turret deployment. Full cooldown begins when the turret is destroyed. That's cool. We've also got a new turret cannot be placed if the turret is taken or dealt damage within the last 3 seconds. Okay, so you can't spam your turret down. That's kind of like a little balanced sort of buffer there. So that might be funky. Again, we need to play with this to see what it's like. But like I said, the PTR actually isn't available right now. So if I just go to my account and I'll show you guys. So if you go options, check for updates, it'll probably update now, won't it? As I'm in the middle of this video. Big GG. It seems to be taking a long time. Normally when it takes a long time, it means that it might be updating. So maybe it actually is updating, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what happens. I've only got one monitor on my laptop because I'm in Paris with the Overwatch World Cup, but I don't have I don't have another monitor. Why is this taking forever? This doesn't look good. Okay, whatever. We'll just persevere, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye. I think it's broke. I think something's gone shockingly wrong with the PTR. Anyway, moving on, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, turrets levels have been removed. It no longer explodes if turret dies while it's still... Okay, what the hell? So Torb can throw his turret down, and it won't explode if he dies while it's still building. I never even knew it did that before, but okay, that's fine. I guess that makes sense, because if he throws it down and it's automatic, like to build, it would be stupid if it just died when he died. That's silly. So it automatically builds over 3 seconds, deals the same amount of damage as the previous level 2 turret, and has got 250 health. Okay. Yeah, so less commitment turret. You just sort of chuck the bad boy down and let it get on with it. That's cool. All right, that's cool. So ability 2, overload. This is the new mini Molten Core, can we call this? So yeah, it looks like it's just give you Molten Core, but you can see the weapon speed increase on that. That is crazed, because with the new right click now, you're going to be able to do loads of damage. Look at this. So he's rushing in. Absolutely, like, that is just going to delete Reinhardt. They've just basically made Torbjorn anti-tank. He's massive anti-tank. This is crazed. And you can tell this straight away from not even playing the hero. So let's take a look. Patch notes. Is there any patch notes? Probably not. PTR? No. No patch notes for us just yet, so it still hasn't updated. It feels bad, man. All right, so this is, what is it? This new ability replaces armor pack. All right, that's cool. Adds 150 temporary armor. Temporary grants 30% increased movement, 30% increased Rivet Gun and reload and attack speed. That's mental. Temporarily grants 30% increased hammer attack speed. So he's still got his hammer for some reason, although we don't use it for anything. I guess if you want, why would you ever hammer anybody when you could just blast them with this crazy Rivet Gun? 5-second duration and 12-second cooldown. Okay. All right, that's fair enough. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're talking about. This is Molten Core. This is the new Molten Core. Look at this. We'll watch this a few times. So he's basically spewing out Molten Core onto the floor. And this does a massive amount of damage to tank heroes, because anybody with armor will get wrecked with this. It bounces off walls, so you can fire it off a ceiling and it drips down. Or you can just fire it at a wall and it'll drip down. That seems insane to me. Like, this is something you could rush into a team. You know, so if you've got a team comp like Goats, now we all know what Goats is. It's basically the tank heavy comp. All that does is rush onto a point and try and take control. If you've got Torb, and Torb's got his ulti, Torb just sprays this on the point and then you're dead. That is, look at that. That is so crazy. And couple this with new overload ability, the mini Molten Core, and his new weapon. He's just going to be outputting loads of damage at point blank range and destroying tanks. Look at that. That looks crazed. Okay, so let's see what Jeff says about this. What is this? Torbjorn's powers up his claw arm, enabling him to create burning pools of molten slag that continuously damage any enemies standing on them. He can use this area denial in a variety of ways to control choke points, objectives, separate enemy players from their allies, cut off escape routes, or slow enemy advance. Enter a new weapon mode for 6 seconds. All right, so you go into a new weapon mode for 6 seconds, launches 10 Molten Core projectiles that spawn a damaging pool where they land, deals extra damage to enemies with armor. So, and it even directly states, like, enemies affected by Brigitte's rally. I mean, that straight up is a case of, like, yeah, this is to nerf Brigitte because we know she's quite strong. Bounces off walls and ceilings, all right, that's cool. Base damage increased from 130 to 190 against enemies who have armor. That's just mad. Heroes with armor: Bastion, Brigitte, Diva, Orisa, Reinhardt, Torbjorn, Winston, Wrecking Ball. Heroes who can grant armor to their allies, so Brigitte. And then this new Molten Core maintains the functionality of zoning enemies from safely entering crucial parts of the battlefield with his ultimate, while being more readily useful in situations where you aren't able to keep a turret up. We've gone through many iterations, each with their own unique challenges before landing on what we think is a fun new Torbjorn. We're excited to hear your feedback. All right, well, we will try the changes on the PTR, but we can't do them just yet because it doesn't seem to be available, even though we keep spamming check for updates, which is a major feels bad, man. So yeah, I'm going to throw this video out. This is an overview of the forum post, but there will be a video showing you the work, or well, gameplay of this Torbjorn, because we need to see what it's like. Also, as well, Jeff covered a ton of stuff in this dev update. There's things like colorblind mode is coming. There's meant to be quite a lot of balance changes coming to heroes. So we've got Soldier and McCree are getting buffed. We've also got Farah with a skill buff. So she does less splash damage, but she'll somehow be more skillful. So that's going to be crazy to see. But yeah, guys, I've been Starlow, so this is Unit Lost. Stay tuned for some Torbjorn PTR gameplay action, because that will be coming at you as soon as it's available. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.